There we got live. YouTube's having some issues this morning. Good morning, YouTube watchers here. If you're tuning in here this as a replay, you can skip ahead 6 minutes. We'll start the radio program then. Until then, Mark Broughton from Brown's Hunting Ranch is the pre-show here, Mark, before we go live.
Okay.
Yeah, you guys been, I'm guessing, just as smoky as everybody else.
Yeah, I'm in the lake. You can't even see across the lake. So
Is that right?
Yeah, got a big fishing tournament going on today.
That's right.
Here, so.
That's right. You got the pro tournament, isn't it?
There's
That's in Mobridge.
Well, we've got a bunch of we got a bunch of guys staying here. It's like a memorial, big memorial one. There's a couple of guys, Matt Hill or something like that. And
okay.
So they all took off. Folks were going by at 7 o'clock this morning. So they're all out there.
I did my first fishing tournament last weekend, my first ever one. I think the key is you got to have a fancy boat. That's the key. You got to spend at least $100,000 on your boat because a $15,000 one didn't do as good.
Well, you didn't have the right stickers on there.
I didn't have any stickers on my damn boat at all. No.
Yeah.
I guess that makes a big difference, doesn't it? It's surprising how many people. I call them product whores, is what I call it.
Yeah.
And it sounds bad, but sometimes you just need to think about it. It's like too many times. It's just more and more stickers. And
yeah, like up in Alaska on the Kenai, the guides have to be off the water at a certain time, and so when it comes to that time, of course, all the guide boats, they all look like NASCAR,
Oh, yeah.
And it's just funny. And my buddy goes, well, let's just go pull up over here, take a break, because it's going to be about a half hour of nothing but boats, just flying to get off, because they got to be off the lake or the river. And yeah, it's like it reminds me of NASCAR.
Yeah. Only the thing is they don't all turn left all the time, I think. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. So you miss Alaska at all?
Oh, yeah.
Got a friend of mine that's up in the Air Force. He could choose anywhere he wanted to go, and he chose Alaska because he just wanted to go hike and hunt is what he wanted to do.
Yeah, Alaska's has the most active duty and retired.
Is that right?
Service people in Alaska. Yeah.
Good.
Everybody that's, into the hunting and fishing, well, once they're there, it's like, yeah. And then when you're in the service up there and you're doing all your different, maneuvers and stuff like that, they get, they're back in the middle of nowhere. And,
they know where to go hunting.
Yeah.
That's like, well, we're going to do some training for the Air Force, and they're all like, yes, scouting.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh, good deal.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I've been up there one time. I'd like to go up there. I don't know what I'd like to chase. I would like to go caribou hunting one time. It'd be nice to get one of them.
That's the best. Like I tell people, if you're gonna go hunting, especially at first, just go caribou hunting. You don't need a guide. You can go on your own.
You can. Oh, I thought you needed a guide for all non-residents.
No.
Okay.
No. The only thing you need a guide for is the sheep, goats, and the big bears.
Okay.
Grizzly and stuff. But moose, caribou, black bear, you don't need a guide. You just need to find a good fly service to put you back in the bush somewhere.
What's that usually cost to get flown back into the bush?
Well, now I think you were to go on a caribou hunt from the time you left home to the time you got back, you'd probably have about, $5,000 to $7,000 in it.
including
So,
tags and everything, and
yeah,
$5,000 to $7,000.
yeah, that's probably what you'd have into it.
I don't know if that's
know.
in the value in the budget for a radio announcer. I'm not sure. Maybe if I got paid as much as I do down in Pierre, South Dakota.
Yeah.
Maybe I'd
Do
get
you, you have to find sponsors.
yeah, I gotta have stickers on my jackets
Yeah,
and my guns and everything else. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
I see. Wouldn't that be
Yeah.
funny? Go to sponsors. Hey, would you like to sponsor me for what? So I can go hunting.
yeah.
And they do that. But stand
Oh,
by.
yeah.
You bet. Stand by, Mark. We got 30
Okay.
seconds here. Stations 30 seconds. And let's do a 20-second roundup here since I missed that one. 20 seconds. 20 seconds on Mark. 20 seconds. Good morning, everybody. Welcome to the Saturday edition of Dakota Prairie Outdoors. I'm Scott Bachmeyer, and for the next hour, we get to talk some outdoors. Let's do that. You can hear today's show all across the Dakota Territory on great radio stations like KCJB in Minot, KLTC in Dickinson, North Dakota, K-Fire 550, Bismarck, Mandan, KOLY right on Lake Oahe in Beaubridge, South Dakota, and KGFX in Pierre, all along with my YouTube channel, Dakota Prairie Outdoors Radio. Today's show brought to you by many great sponsors, including Action Motorsports on the Strip in Mandan. Now, whether you're looking for a Polaris Ranger or Sportsman or a General, you can always look for 10% off just by asking for the Polaris Ag Advantage, which gives farmers and ranchers 10% off the top when buying a brand new rig. Action Motorsports on the Strip, Mandan, North Dakota. Well, folks, another hot one here again today, and that means the Sturgis Bike Rally must be coming up here. And that also means the Amadon Fire Department, conveniently located on Highway 85 on your way to Sturgis, depending on which direction you're coming from. They're having their burgers, brats, brisket, and beverage fundraiser starting next Friday and going for about 10 days or so. Stop into the fire hall along Highway 85, grab some chow and a beer here, donate to the fire department, have a little fun with them. And this is their only fundraiser they do each and every year. And if you say you heard it here on Dakota Prairie Outdoors, you get your first drink free. Not any beverage, not a soda. No, I mean, we're talking hams, PBRs. All right, that's what you get free if you announce that here. So they're only a fundraiser. We missed it last year because of the COVID. This year, let's do it. Let's have a little fun and support your local rural fire departments. And thanks to all of them out there, no doubt. Let's get talking outdoors here. Mark Broughton from Brown's Hunting Ranch. You've heard him on the show before, just outside of Gettysburg, South Dakota. Good morning, Mark. How are you doing?
Good. Just trying to stay out of the smoke.
Oh my! My voice is we tried to open the windows up last night to cool off the house a little bit. That was a bad mistake. I got some raspy voice. I got some coughs going on here this morning. But man, is that smoke? It's thick, even down in the Gettysburg area, is it?
Yes, yeah. You can't even see across the lake here at Oahe.
Oh man! You and I were talking before we started the on-air radio side of things here, and it's too bad they couldn't use that lumber for something besides just letting it go burning up.
Yeah, the price of lumber right now, you think they'd have every airplane in the air trying to put that stuff out.
What was it back in I can't remember when the big spotted owl thing was, when people were chaining themselves up to trees and forests and trying to save everything like that. And was that in the 80s? I can't remember what it was, but
yeah,
you get all these environmentalists and they want to save everything and got to have everything. And now I wonder if they look at all these wildfires looking to say, well, that's healthy for the spotted owl.
Yep. It depends how they like them cooked, I guess.
We're going to get ourselves in trouble. See, we're going to have the feds coming in, the Fed game and fish coming in on us here. Well, let's talk a little outdoors here. I mean, this summer, it's been a hot one, man. It's been hot for a long time. Well, we had a 70-some degree day here the other day, but it's back 90s and 100s all day, almost every day here for most of the summer. How has this affected any of your, I don't know, food plots, crops? How do they look down in that Gettysburg area?
Well, we've gotten just all summer. I think we've only gotten just a little over 2 inches of rain.
Ouch.
We got did a little couple 3 hour sprinkle yesterday or morning, but so far so good. I guess we got a couple spots that look a little sad, but talking with the boss, things are looking pretty good. They didn't do too bad with their wheat and stuff. So yeah, it's like I said, it is what it is. But we're got our fingers crossed, and so far right now the birds are looking pretty good. So
Good.
Good. The thing there this come hunting season will be, where's the water? So everybody will be hunting around water, because that's probably where most of the birds are going to be hanging out. So
How close to harvest are you?
well, they're done with all the wheat, and they were working on some canola, and it's gonna be a while yet. We don't even have heads on the sunflowers yet, so it's definitely gonna be a while yet. But things are looking pretty good, but it's not ideal, that's for sure.
Yeah, it never is, but we what if farmers and ranchers were the eternal optimist, aren't we? It's always next
Yep.
year. Always next
Yep.
year. But you said the birds are looking pretty good this year. Did they have pretty good nesting conditions? I mean, I don't know if you guys have the amount of grasshoppers that have moved into our area here in the western side of the state, but should have plenty of food source out there.
Yeah, earlier there wasn't a whole lot of grasshoppers. I'm starting to see more now, but I'm seeing the pheasant chicks in all sizes, from little, look like little chickadees, all the way to almost full grown. So that
some late hatches then is what you're saying.
Yeah, I'm because they'll do 3, and so yeah, it's good to see that anyway, because then at least you got something going on when you got them from big to little. So that's always a good sign.
And besides the pheasant, I mean, do you have a grouse hunting down that way too, or is that really not popular?
Oh no, we have the our West River properties. We've got a real good population of sharptail. The sharptail population the last like 3 years is just real. Every year it seems like it doubles.
Yeah.
So
do you get a lot of hunters doing sharpies? Because it seems like in our area we have a lot of sharps up this way too, and it seems like the average age of the sharptail hunters has progressively increased over the last few years. It doesn't seem like there's a lot of young people into it.
No, and I always tell everybody for the prairie birds, as we put it, you're gonna do some walking.
Yeah, well, that's what it should be.
Yeah, and then a lot of people don't like to eat them. They just don't like that dark meat.
That's
so
true.
They're no, I don't like to eat them. But then a lot of people want to get the sharptail or prairie chicken or a hun, because they don't have one mounted. So
Right.
they want to try and get ones to get mounted. But then the guys that know what the sharptail hunt entails, they're all about chasing their dog all over
Oh yeah.
the countryside, and they love it. And then there's the other guys that, I'm not that mad at them.
We have a lot of people train their dogs up this way on grouse, and they just jump on horseback, and a lot of them go on public or federal property, and they just run their dogs through everybody's cows and go chasing birds. And it seems like that's kind of a big thing in this area. The dog trainers from down in the south.
Yeah, no, we don't, because I've had a couple people ask to train on our property, and I said, well, no, we don't need to educate the birds anymore.
No, not at all. Yeah. Well, I tell you what, we're up to against our first break here, Mark. If you stand by here, grab a cup of coffee, we'll continue talking outdoors. We're talking to Mark Broughton here with South Dakota's Browns Hunting Ranch, just west of Gettysburg, South Dakota, located right on Lake Oahe, right out that way. We'll continue that talk and have a little bit more fun. Plus, looking at antelope, we got questions, comments coming in. If you want to call in, you have questions for Mark, it is easy. It's toll free, 888-932-5682. That's 888-932-5682. You can also text me your questions at 701-425-6651. Or find me on any one of the social media platforms. We can handle it that way, too. More coming up. Mark Broughton with Browns Hunting Ranch right here on Dakota Prairie Outdoors, the Saturday edition after these messages.
As an independent insurance agency, Dakota Community Insurance partners with leading insurance companies to offer products that are designed around you and your farm insurance needs. As a leader in farm and ranch insurance, we can help you to minimize the risk to you and your operation, including farm equipment, livestock, farm buildings, and crops. Stop into your local branch to visit with our insurance agent or visit DakotaCommunityBank.com. You can rely on us when nature strikes. Dakota Community Insurance.
At Dakota Community Bank and Trust, that's what we do.
MoPro Guide Service, the best on Lake Oahe. Brent and his staff will give you the most enjoyable fishing experience, always having the latest in electronics, gear, and the most comfortable Lund boat on the water. Fish with somebody who lives in Mobridge, South Dakota, the heart of Lake Oahe. If you need a place to stay, the Morest Motel has newly updated rooms with free internet, a family-owned and operated business. Go to OaheWalleyes.com. That's OAHE Walleyes.com for the best fishing experience Lake Oahe has to offer.
It's every American's right to bear arms. At Mandan Sporting Goods, we're here to help you support your Second Amendment rights, which reads, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Whether you're looking for a pistol for personal defense or collector gun, we have the staff to help you. We also have the area's largest inventory of ammo and reloading supplies.
Mandan Sporting Goods, the area's local gun and ammo specialists.
Our outdoor heritage is important to North Dakotans, and the state's oil and natural gas industry is advancing the possibilities for conservation. The North Dakota Outdoor Heritage Fund receives up to $40 million per biennium from oil and natural gas taxes. The industry is reclaiming land for future generations, and it's developing our state's natural resources in harmony with our great outdoors and wildlife. North Dakota Oil and Natural Gas, advancing the possibilities. Brought to you by the North Dakota Petroleum Foundation.
Hi, this is Andy Morag with Piper's Auctioneers, hosting these farm, retirement, and estate auctions in Steele, Fargo, Bismarck, Bowman, Norwich, Regent, Ken Marin, Turtle Lake, North Dakota, Glendon, Minnesota, and Sioux Falls and Worthing, South Dakota, featuring farm equipment, construction equipment, trucks, trailers, coins, toy tractors, guns, and more. Also, advertising deadlines are approaching on Piper's regional equipment auctions in Bowman, Steele, and Sioux Falls. Contact Piper's Auctioneers for more information. Full inventory and equipment details are available at pipers.com.
Rockin' 7W has all the panels you need. Freestanding panels, windbreak panels, feeder panels, and the original protester panel. If you don't know what that is, it's a sort panel that makes sorting calves from a cow a breeze. You can do it in a fraction of time with just one person on foot or horseback. You can custom order sizes to fit your current operation, or you can start from scratch. Rockin' 7W also does trailer repair on any size trailers, mobile welding, and custom cattle hauling. Call Justin at Rockin' 7W at 701-206-1030. That's 701-206-1030. Rockin' 7W, the farmer and rancher's go-to guy.
Are you looking for a home loan? Dakota Community Bank and Trust makes it easy and convenient to find the best loan program and most current rates available. Whether you are shopping for a home for the first time or thinking about new construction or refinancing, we offer the assistance of an experienced mortgage officer, together with a convenient online or in-person application process. Let us walk alongside you to find that exact loan to meet your specific needs. Find your local home loan officer at DakotaCommunityBank.com.
MoPro Guide Service, the best on Lake Oahe. Brent and his staff will give you the most enjoyable fishing experience, always having the latest in electronics, gear, and the most comfortable Lund boat on the water. Fish with somebody who lives in Mobridge, South Dakota, the heart of Lake Oahe. If you need a place to stay, the Morest Motel has newly updated rooms with free internet, a family-owned and operated business. Go to OaheWalleyes.com. That's OAHE Walleyes.com for the best fishing experience Lake Oahe has to offer.
It's every American's right to bear arms. At Mandan Sporting Goods, we're here to help you support your Second Amendment rights, which reads, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Whether you're looking for a pistol for personal defense or collector gun, we have the staff to help you. We also have the area's largest inventory of ammo and reloading supplies.
Mandan Sporting Goods, the area's local gun and ammo specialists.
On that road, but don't you worry, one day I'll settle down. And when that time comes, I hope you're still around. I hope you're still around.
Dakota Prairie Outdoors Saturday edition. Welcome back, everybody. Music right there, Benny Paulson, and the music from Breaking 8, his band. And if you want to hear more, Breaking 8 episode of the Country Fresh podcast is going to go live August 20th. So if you want to check it out, you can do that. Big Daddy Dave Williams out of KGFX down at Pier, one of our stations, playing this morning here. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Mark Broughton with Brown's Hunting Ranch is my guest. Mark, welcome back here. And I got a question for you with this smoke in the air. Are you there, Mark?
Yep.
Oh,
Yep.
So the question I have for you is to help out with a shot of whiskey in the morning, clear my throat up here so I could talk a little bit better, because every time I have to turn the mic down and keep coughing here. So is that an Alaskan outfitter guide type of a trick in the morning or not?
Yeah, usually it's brandy.
Brandy. I think we have brandy somewhere here too, but yeah. Well, I tell you what, if people have questions, comments, concerns here, if you want to just shoot with us, 888-932-5682. That's 1-888-9-DAKOTA is the toll-free number if you want to call in and join us. That'd be kind of fun. If you're a little bit shy, you can always text message me. 701-425-6651 is the number there. So we do have a couple questions, a couple comments. First off, the comment, we started out the show talking about fires in the spotted owl, you know. And South Dakota sent me here. It says, listening to your show this morning reminds me of a joke from the 80s. When there's no paper towel, you can always wipe your you-know-what with a spotted owl. Do you remember that? I remember that. You remember that?
Yep, I remember that one too. Yep.
Oh, I'd like that. Also coming up, Wayne says this morning, he says, morning, Scott, tough day scouting pronghorn antelope yesterday with all the smoke. How is it out in my neck of the woods? Well, I tell you what, our pronghorn population actually looks really, really good around this area. Not as many kids out there as I thought we'd have, but how about in your neck of the woods? You guys got a lot of speed goats down that way?
Yeah, we're actually starting to see a few more on the east side of the river. Of course, West River properties, you know, out in that area, there always seem to be a good number, but we're starting to see a few more on the east side of the river now.
Good. That's, you know, and I know the North Dakota side, they just came up with their results after their survey, and you can actually go online right now, folks, if you want to get on and apply for your pronghorn tag. Now is the time. It is open online, applications only right now. So, and also, if you didn't get drawn for a deer tag or a gratis tag this year, you can go on. There's a whole bunch of leftover doe tags too. How about you guys in South Dakota? Deer tags, goat tags, you guys applying for all those right now?
Pretty much all the deer tags are pretty much all done with, except for archery.
Sure.
And the antelope, I don't follow that a whole lot because we don't provide any hunts for that, because there's just not the hunting population on the east side of the river here.
Yeah.
And then the real good hunting areas, you know, they're way west. And so we don't do any of the antelope hunting. So that's one thing that we don't do.
Sure. But everything else, you guys have fun with. Ultimate Outdoor Adventures TV guys are scouting in the West River side of South Dakota. You know, they're crazy speed chasers, man. They love those speed goats, and they tell us good morning this morning as well. Thanks for listening, guys. Appreciate that. So as we look into different hunting opportunities, one thing you guys have out there is walleye fishing. How has the fishing been on Lake Oahe? Because a buddy of mine up in Mobridge says it's kind of slowed down a little bit. How has it been down in the middle part of Oahe?
It's slowed down a little bit too, but you know, this summer with the amount of people coming fishing, I mean, it's been actually pretty good.
Good.
You know, at least people are catching fish. There's catching a lot of small, that, you know, 8 to 12-inch walleyes class. Like, we had one group, he said they went out, they caught almost 100 walleyes, but they only kept 3. You know, there are a lot of small ones. And then the biggest one we've had come in to the lodge this year so far is a 32.5-incher, and it weighed, I think it was 12 pounds, 4 ounces.
Nice.
So, and we've had a number of, you know, in that 28 to 30. And then the smallmouth bass fishing is just off the hook. I get guys that come all the way from Oklahoma just to go bass fishing. And
Really?
they just tear them up because, you know, they're not targeting the walleyes. They're just going after the smallmouth. And then, of course, the state record smallmouth was taken just down from the lodge here, not too far away. And that was just a couple weeks ago. So I think this year the fishing's been really good, but it's slowed down a little bit with this heat. And most of my guides, you know, they're out on the water at, you know, 6:30, and usually most of them are back by, you know, between 11 and 1 o'clock, just to get out of the heat. But they're still fishing now. There's a big tournament going on right now, and so they're still catching fish, but it has slowed down a little bit.
Yeah, but still, you're out fishing. It's better. What do they say? A bad day fishing still better than a good day at work.
Exactly.
But what if your work is fishing, like your guides?
Well, like I say, the heat kind of takes the fun out of it a little bit.
Yeah. Well, when you look at different opportunities, you and I were talking off air here a little bit about some youth deer hunts coming up. Explain what's happening at Brown's Hunting Ranch for this fall.
Well, this year, we were going to have it last year, but the COVID that made it, the state said no way. So we're working with the state. We're going to do a youth deer hunt. The youth, whether it's a girl or a boy, have to come from a non-hunting family. They can never have hunted before. They have to write an essay saying why they would like to come on this hunt. And, you know, we're going to take out 4 kids this year, and to start with, and hopefully grow from there. And then we've got a bunch of sponsors that came through, and you know, so each kid will go away with you know, hopefully a great experience, and hopefully they get to shoot a deer, because then each kid will go right through the process of how, you know, from the time you pull the trigger to, and then, you know, of course, all the meat, they get all the meat, they see how that all comes about. And so hopefully we can turn 4 people into becoming hunters.
That's great. How, again, they got to do a little essay for this. And how do they submit this? Where do they go to start their process?
You can go on the website for the state, and it's the youth deer hunt, and then they'll be putting out a bunch of flyers, and a bunch of stuff online and stuff like that too. So they've done it in the past down by Chamberlain and Mitchell area, and so we're kind of going off of what they had done. So being the first time we're doing it, we're big learning curve.
Yeah. Well, I think it's a great thing you're doing to get kids involved in hunting and doing it the right way from beginning to end. And it's kind of a neat situation that you're doing where they're even their parents haven't hunted. I mean, this is
Right.
that's different, because, to get somebody interested in, I think you're going to have to talk. The kids are probably going to be easier to talk into submitting this than the parents probably, because, sometimes if your parents don't hunt, it's kind of looked down upon sometimes.
Right.
Yeah.
And, and then this day and age too, with all the single parents, so
Sure.
that, some kid would really like to try it, but, well, mom's not a hunter, doesn't know, or,
Yeah.
So, I mean, there's just so many families now that hunting isn't a part of life. So,
Yeah, it's different than when I grew up. There's no doubt about it. I mean, we woke up just excited. I don't care what time of the year it was. We were always looking at wildlife and trying to chase things down. But Mark, we'll come back here in the second half. We're up against our next break here. And coming in the second half, we're going to be discussing all kinds of sorts of things here, and especially some Alaskan guide tips and tactics if you're headed up that way too. I got a couple buddies that want to head that way and they don't quite know where to go. We'll cover that. Plus your text messages. And if you want to call in, 888-932-5682, toll-free number, come join the party. We'll have ourselves some information coming up next Saturday as well. After these messages.
As an independent insurance agency, Dakota Community Insurance partners with leading insurance companies to offer products that are designed around you and your farm insurance needs. As a leader in farm and ranch insurance, we can help you to minimize the risk to you and your operation, including farm equipment, livestock, farm buildings, and crops. Stop into your local branch to visit with our insurance agent or visit DakotaCommunityBank.com. You can rely on us when nature strikes. Dakota Community Insurance.
At Dakota Community Bank and Trust, that's what we do.
MoPro Guide Service, the best on Lake Oahe. Brent and his staff will give you the most enjoyable fishing experience, always having the latest in electronics, gear, and the most comfortable Lund boat on the water. Fish with somebody who lives in Mobridge, South Dakota, the heart of Lake Oahe. If you need a place to stay, the Morest Motel has newly updated rooms with free internet, a family-owned and operated business. Go to OaheWalleyes.com. That's OAHE Walleyes.com for the best fishing experience Lake Oahe has to offer.
It's every American's right to bear arms. At Mandan Sporting Goods, we're here to help you support your Second Amendment rights, which reads, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Whether you're looking for a pistol for personal defense or collector gun, we have the staff to help you. We also have the area's largest inventory of ammo and reloading supplies.
Mandan Sporting Goods, the area's local gun and ammo specialists.
Our outdoor heritage is important to North Dakotans, and the state's oil and natural gas industry is advancing the possibilities for conservation. The North Dakota Outdoor Heritage Fund receives up to $40 million per biennium from oil and natural gas taxes. The industry is reclaiming land for future generations, and it's developing our state's natural resources in harmony with our great outdoors and wildlife. North Dakota Oil and Natural Gas, advancing the possibilities. Brought to you by the North Dakota Petroleum Foundation.
Hi, this is Andy Morgan, Piper's Auctioneers, hosting these farm, retirement, and estate auctions in Steele, Fargo, Bismarck, Bowman, Norwich, Regent, Ken Marin, Turtle Lake, North Dakota, Glendon, Minnesota, and Sioux Falls and Worthing, South Dakota, featuring farm equipment, construction equipment, trucks, trailers, coins, toy tractors, guns, and more. Also, advertising deadlines are approaching on Piper's regional equipment auctions in Bowman, Steele, and Sioux Falls. Contact Piper's Auctioneers for more information. Full inventory and equipment details are available at pipers.com.
Rockin' 7W has all the panels you need. Freestanding panels, windbreak panels, feeder panels, and the original protester panel. If you don't know what that is, it's a sort panel that makes sorting calves from a cow a breeze. You can do it in a fraction of time with just one person on foot or horseback. You can custom order sizes to fit your current operation, or you can start from scratch. Rockin' 7W also does trailer repair on any size trailers, mobile welding, and custom cattle hauling. Call Justin at Rockin' 7W at 701-206-1030. That's 701-206-1030. Rockin' 7W, the farmer and rancher's go-to guy.
Are you looking for a home loan? Dakota Community Bank and Trust makes it easy and convenient to find the best loan program and most current rates available. Whether you are shopping for a home for the first time or thinking about new construction or refinancing, we offer the assistance of an experienced mortgage officer, together with a convenient online or in-person application process. Let us walk alongside you to find the exact loan loan to meet your specific needs. Find your local home loan officer at dakotacommunitybank.com.
MoPro Guide Service, the best on Lake Oahe. Brent and his staff will give you the most enjoyable fishing experience, always having the latest in electronics, gear, and the most comfortable Lund boat on the water. Fish with somebody who lives in Mobridge, South Dakota, the heart of Lake Oahe. If you need a place to stay, the Morest Motel has newly updated rooms with free internet, a family-owned and operated business. Go to OaheWalleyes.com. That's OAHE Walleyes.com for the best fishing experience Lake Oahe has to offer.
It's every American's right to bear arms. At Mandan Sporting Goods, we're here to help you support your Second Amendment rights, which reads, a well-regulated militia being necessary to the security of a free state, the right of the people to keep and bear arms shall not be infringed. Whether you're looking for a pistol for personal defense or collector gun, we have the staff to help you. We also have the area's largest inventory of ammo and reloading supplies.
Mandan Sporting Goods, the area's local gun and ammo specialists.
On that road, but don't you worry, one day I'll settle down. And when that time comes, I hope you're still around. I hope you're still around. I hope you're still
Welcome back. Saturday edition, Dakota Prairie Outdoors, live all across the Dakota Territory on stations like KGFX, Pierce, South Dakota, KOLY in Mobridge, K-Fire 550, the voice of the Northern Plains in Bismarck, Mandan, KCJB in Minot and KLTC, the Western Edge in Dickinson. Good to be along here, and you can find me at DakotaPrairieOutdoors.com. You can also watch the YouTube side of things. They're all put right there on my station, Dakota Prairie Outdoors Radio. Now, last Saturday, I did a show from Lake Sakakawea, and one of the things was we didn't have a great fishing tournament day one, and I said, well, on day two, if you guys text what you think, how many fish we'll catch, and the winner of that was Dr. Tony Malik Harris. We said we'd send you a care package. Well, Doc Tony, guess what? Your care package is going to be kept here at the ranch until you come down deer hunting this fall. Okay, so that's where it's going to be. Mark Broughton from Brown's Hunting Ranch is my guest out of Gettysburg, South Dakota area. Mark, welcome back here as we kick off the second half of the program. Now, explain to people what Brown's Hunting Ranch is. We've been sitting there talking about pheasant and walleye and antelope and deer hunting where the kids, youth, and all these food plots and harvest and everything. Explain a little bit what Brown's is for some of these folks that probably don't remember our last conversation a couple months back.
Well, I like to brag we are the #1 wild pheasant hunting operation in the world. The Browns are one of the largest farmers here in South Dakota. I've got 44,000 acres at my disposal for pheasant hunting, deer hunting. I do not have a prairie dog one on any of that property.
Good. Don't do that. There's plenty of other people that can do that.
Yeah, well, I have other places where we do the prairie dog, and then buffalo also.
Nice.
I've got 2 different ranches that have buffalo on them. And then, of course, we've got plenty of deer. And then, I do have a 1,000-acre preserve where we release birds. You got to have that this day and age. Mm-hmm. You get them big corporate groups and things like that, or people that want to come early. Because it opens September 1, so we do a casting blast. So where people come, they'll fish one day, and then the next day they'll go out to the preserve and do some shooting, and then that also goes all the way to March 31st. So if somebody wants to come and do some late season and on our preserve, 1,000 acres, and then I've got over 1,000 acres around it, so there's plenty of wild birds there. Because we have the food plots there and, water and everything. So it's a great preserve because of how it's set up. And just the amount of wild birds. A lot of times when we go on a shoot there, we release birds, but still most of the time guys are shooting, it's almost 50% release and 50% wild. So.
Yeah. So this is interesting, like South Dakota with the preserves now. Explain a little bit about that, because that's kind of a neat thing. I think it's just What it's an extended season, which is great. It keeps people hunting and going after pheasants. But what is it for every bird that you take off that preserve? What you have to put some back on, don't you?
No. I have to release because it's 1,000 acres.
Okay.
I have to release 1,200 birds on the preserve.
Okay.
So whether I shoot 0 or 1,000, I have to release 1,200 birds on that property, no matter what. But
Every year?
we do. Yep, every year.
Okay.
And then we release actually more than that, though, because when we have a big group coming in, and if they want to shoot 100 birds in a day, then I'm going to be releasing like 300 on the property that day.
Okay.
Or the day before. So
Wow.
we're not depleting the birds in any shape or form. So
what's the limit on the preserve? If I want to come down there and shoot, how many? What is there a limit or not?
Well, it's how many you want to buy.
I see.
It's 20. I believe it's 20 per person a day.
Okay.
I know they were going to try and change that, like in Minnesota. You can, if you wanted to shoot 100, you can shoot 100, but you're paying for them.
Mhm.
So,
Do you say about $20 a bird if you're shooting them?
no, we're actually probably one of the cheaper ones, and we're $40 a bird.
40. Okay.
So,
All right.
yeah, most places are 50.
Yeah. Well, I lose more than that every time I go down to Deadwood, so that's not a problem. And I can't eat the dice down there either. That's the problem there.
No. Yeah.
Well, what brought you? I mean, I looked at your background here. You were a guide and outfitter up in Alaska. What brought you down to South Dakota?
Family. We started having grandkids in Minnesota, so my wife wanted to be closer to grandkids. Yeah.
And you still have quite a drive, though. But it's a lot closer than Alaska is. Let's talk let's talk Alaska hunting here. Give us some tips here. I mean, you and I were discussing caribou hunting. You think you asked what I'd like to go up, and one of the animals I'd really like to go after, besides moose, of course, is caribou. And you said that's one of the easier ones to go for in Alaska. Explain.
Yeah, up in Alaska, for moose and caribou, black bears, you don't need a guide as long as you're a U.S. resident. So you just need to hook up with a good fly service. And the nice thing about caribou is every trip I've been on, I could have shot a caribou out of my sleeping bag in the tent, except for one trip. So you get to see a lot of animals. Usually you're hunting yourself and another guy. So you shoot one, you can have that whole caribou back to camp in one trip with two people, where a moose,
Not
good
so
luck
much.
there. That could be, days on getting that back to where you need to get it back. And the caribou hunting up there, especially like if you're on the north side of the Brooks Range and stuff, it almost looks like around here. It's just that rolly tundra, no trees, you can see forever. Just some of it's a little harder walking on the tundra, and then other parts isn't so bad. But so yeah, the best thing is just do your research and try and find a good outfitter that'll fly you in and fly you out.
Yeah. You said roughly, if you're caribou hunting in and out with everything all included, about $7,000 might cost you, right? $5,000 to $7,000.
Something like that.
Right around that
just
area.
depends. Yeah, because that includes your airfare from the Midwest here up to Anchorage, and then you'll have bush pilot fee, and of course trying to get your meat back, and there's all kinds of different things you can do. You can donate it.
Mm-hmm.
It may cost you a little more if you're going to start shipping meat back. Same thing with the racks and stuff like that. But eliminating that guide, that's the big cost right there.
How much do guides usually, what's that on top of it?
If you're going to go on a guided caribou moose hunt, that's what most guys do. right now you're looking at anywhere from 15 to 20 grand.
Yeah. Okay.
And and bear hunts start, most bear hunts now start at about 20 grand. So,
That mean grizzly or just black bear?
No, grizzly.
Yeah.
Grizzly.
Yeah. Well, I think, if I had the extra disposable income, I'd do it. I think it would be a great time. I think the experience would be awesome. I mean, most of these hunts are, caribou, that's mostly in the wintertime, isn't it?
No,
Is it?
that actually starts in July.
It does. Okay.
Yep. It
Okay.
starts in July. So if you're going to go on a caribou hunt, the best time to go would be like the last 2 weeks of August and the first week of September. That's about the best time because most of them are still in velvet. The rut hasn't started, and the caribou are really good eating. Once that rut starts, then the caribou, the bulls aren't that good eating because of they're taking in so much cow urine and stuff like that their livers can't deal with that, and it kind of permeates the meat. That's why usually in October and November, even parts of December, the natives don't even take caribou that time of year, just because the meat is not good. But before that, the meat is fantastic.
Does that hold true on the moose hunting as well, the same time of the year?
No, the moose hunting starts a little later, and if you're up in the north part, all the moose hunting is pretty much like when we were up there. We were done hunting by September 10th. If you could stretch it to the 15th, maybe, but then that's when things start freezing up. So we'd have to get out of there. And then they do have some winter hunts up there for different areas. It's mainly just for meat. It's basically guys are going meat hunting for that.
Yeah.
And most guys don't try. It's to put up meat.
So how does it work for the natives up there? Can they go anytime if they're hungry, they go hunt?
Yeah, the subsistence hunting is, like I said, depending upon where you're at and what your situation is, just like some native in Anchorage isn't, going to go out and, shoot some caribou because you got to go fly anywhere. But somewhere who lives in a village out there, I believe the subsistence hunting, they can take certain amount of animals.
So you're a guide in Alaska, went on all these different hunts, took people on that. Now you're a guide in South Dakota. What is your favorite? If you'd say, well, this is my favorite type of animal to go after, what would it be?
Well, I'm a deeraholic. So I like chasing my whitetails, and then being out here now. Growing up in northern Minnesota, we didn't have mule deer, so I've only taken one mule deer, and so I really like to be able to chase the mule deer.
Mm-hmm.
They're it's different.
Yeah. And would you choose archery or would you choose rifle hunting?
I buy an archery license every year, but I've always said that's why they invented gunpowder. So.
Well, growing up in northern Minnesota, you guys had slugs, didn't you?
No, northern Minnesota's rifle.
It is.
It's southern Minnesota. Yep, southern Minnesota in the wide open. That's where it's slugs only.
Okay. I thought maybe because of all the trees up there or something. But did you get any black bear when you were living in Minnesota?
Yeah, I actually guided black bear hunters in Minnesota for a few years.
Well, how many years have you been a guide? Holy cow.
Actually been fishing. I was a fishing guide since I was a teenager. I started guiding people when I was a teenager. So, and of course, living near the Boundary Waters, did a lot of guiding up there too.
Mm-hmm. So over all the years of guiding, what has changed the most in the hunting side of things, whether it's birds or deer? What has changed the most that you've seen? Whether it's technique or equipment or people's attitudes, what would you say is kind of one of the bigger changes that you've seen over these many years?
Well, equipment, that's just huge. I mean, most people think they got to bring a truckload of stuff,
Yeah.
And then I guess what I've seen is there's not a lot of young people. There's not a lot of young people. It's a lot of older people, a lot more older people.
Do you think this has something to do with like more and more urbanization? I mean, you remember, back in, I always remember, a lot of people still went and helped out their grandparents on the farm or ranch back when they were growing up in town or something for the summer, but they don't have that anymore.
No, it's just, it's just like trying to find kids to work,
Yeah.
for summer jobs. Yeah, I mean, you can't even find them. So, that it's just, and then you get like me, I'll get, the family that comes out and, grandpa's just, Mark, I want to watch the kids, I don't even care to shoot. I just want to watch the kids. And, some kids are just all over it. And other ones are like, oh, well, I had to come, and it's sad. It really is
kind of forced into having to come and try to learn that. That's why I think it's kind of cool. This youth hunt that you're doing there this fall is more of a application type things. Cause those kids are interested at least that way. And, or at least you hope that they are.
Yep. Because like we have on there too, it's, you're going to be part of cleaning that deer. That's part of the hunt, so we'll give you some gloves, but
that's fine. Let them have it. What have you seen change in the fishing side of the industry from when you started as a teenager guiding to now, besides the boats being over $100,000?
Yeah. Whatever happened to that 14-foot Alumacraft with a 6-horse on it?
Kind of hard to I guess guide 4 people in one of them anymore.
Yeah. But well, I heard I saw a cute saying on the wall here not too long ago. It said, "Remember when your fish finder and GPS came in one package called Grandpa?"
Yeah. But I tell you this though, the technology of the hummingbirds or Lowrance or whatever you're running, it is amazing now. Side imaging and all that stuff that they have. It's unbelievable what you can see anymore under that water.
Yeah, it's crazy. I go out with one of my guides, and it's like, wow. Like I said, technology. I said, I guess I'll have to buy one the day they come out. That says, when the thing comes up on there, it says 18-inch walleye, 20-inch bass.
Tells you exactly what to use for a presentation and all that. Well, if people have questions or comments, they want to get in touch with Brown's Hunting Ranch and yourself, maybe just to stop in and have a beer. How do they do that?
Well, we are located 16 miles west of Gettysburg, South Dakota. We are right on Lake Oahe, and we are on mile 210 of Highway 212.
Well, easy enough. 210 of 212. Yeah, bad. Yep. And a phone number?
605-769-4339.
All right, Mark, I appreciate you always making time for me and talk hunting, and hopefully we'll get down there. I got to head to Sioux Falls here in a couple of weeks. Maybe I'll drive that way on the way back.
Yep, swing on through. Like I said, we're open year round.
Okay. All right. Thanks a lot, Mark. Have yourself a good day.
Yep, thank you.
You bet.
Have a good day or two. Stay out the smoke.
I'll try. Mark Broughton from Brown's Hunting Ranch. Thank you so much, sir. And just as a heads up here for not only other stations and people listening, for the next Saturday show, the Amadon Fire Department having their burgers, brats, brisket, and beer, or I can't say that. I got to say beverage. Sorry. I'm going to say beer. And anyway, that's coming up here next Saturday, and I'm going to be doing my show live from the fire hall. So stations, you're going to have to take it the feed all through the YouTube channel on that side of things. But if you want to join me, we're going to open up early or at least I will, and probably not for breakfast, but you can have it at a 12-ounce version. We'll be doing the show here from right there from the Amadon Fire Department, as this is their only fundraiser that they do each and every year. Now, last year, of course, what happened? We had the COVID-19 thing going on, so with that, kind of had to skip over a lot of things, but what do? You just come back twice as much the next year, and we try and do that here. So if you're headed toward the Sturgis Bike Rally anytime, heading 85, if you're coming from the northern side, all the Canadians listening up on the northern side, you coming this way, feel free to stop in right along Highway 85. It's the Amadon Fire Department. You can miss it if you blink too fast and you're going through. You will miss it. So slow down when you're coming through and join us a little bit. I'll have my show there. We open up next Friday. We start with the serving. I'll be there Saturday morning with the broadcast here on Dakota Prairie Outdoors from the Amadon Fire Department. Thanks for tuning in today. Make sure if you have any questions or comments, you can always get in touch with me, 701-425-6651. If you want to listen to past shows and my daily show on every one of these stations, you can go to dakotaprairieoutdoors.com. Have yourself a great week, and please try to stay out of that smoke as best as you can. Eat some meat, drink some milk, and enjoy your weekend. From everybody here at Dakota Prairie Outdoors. There we go. Stations, thank you again. Appreciate you keeping me on. And YouTube, thanks for tuning in and watching there. And we'll catch you guys later. I'm going to go get some work done. Let's go check some fences before it gets too hot.